Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another weekly Oracle and Tarot card reading. This will be for the week of November the 16th, and I am using once again the Angel Wisdom Tarot deck, and I absolutely love this deck. This is the newest released deck from Radleigh Valentine, and let's get started with the reading. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. And you can use this as a pick a card reading, 1, 2, or 3, or a blended reading of all 3 cards. At the beginning of the week, I'll take a card from the top. The middle of the week, I'm going to take a card from the center. And the end of the week, I'm going to take the bottom card. Okay, let's see what we have here. For those of you that picked number 1 or for the beginning of the week, we have the Queen of Swords, and I happen to have picked her today as part of my personal daily reading, my 3-card spread, and she came out, and I happen to be a Gemini, and I could really relate to the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords here is a brilliant, experienced, humorous, judgmental person, releasing situations or people that no longer serve you, seeing the humor in difficult situations, focusing on career, divorced, or unmarried individuals. So maybe in the beginning of the week, you're going to be having some type of decision to make, because I also see her as the person that uses that sword to cut through the BS, so to say. She's straight and to the point. Also, I like the fact that this card is about seeing the humor in difficult situations. I'll tell you, if I did not laugh every day, I would cry. Laughing is the best medicine. And with what we've all been going through lately, we do need some humor in our life. I mean, you need to look at the lighter side of things, because I'll tell you, there's been such heavy energy that it's just beyond comprehension. I've been feeling it since last Friday, and I'm so happy there's a new moon, and this energy is going to lighten up. And this Queen of Air, this Queen of Swords, is telling you not to play favorites, but to, discern with whatever decision you need to make. This person, this Queen of Swords, is the kind of person that thinks of things logically. So if there is a decision that needs to be made, you want to think about it and follow your logic sense rather than your emotional senses. And to use humor in a situation at the beginning of this week. And I love being sarcastic, but I'm never sarcastic in a mean way. I'm always sarcastic in a lighthearted way. And maybe some of you people out there need to use some sarcasm on Monday to get yourself through a difficult situation. But this Queen of Air is the kind of person that just does not tolerate any BS. And I'm really getting a feeling from Spirit that maybe you need to have a conversation with someone in the beginning of the week. Maybe you got to cut straight through the chase and, tell somebody how you feel about something. Maybe you have to set boundaries. I'm also getting a strong feeling that some of you out there need to start establishing boundaries like this Queen of Swords does, because people will take advantage of you if you do not set those boundaries. And anyone who gets mad at you for setting the boundaries are the ones that were planning on taking advantage of you. And that's why they don't like the boundaries being set. And you would not want people like that in and around your environment anyway, because they're only going to bring you down. So, beginning of the week, very strong, strong energy with this Queen of Swords. Then if you picked card number 2 or the middle of the week, wow, interesting. We have the King of Swords. We have a couple here. And the King of Swords, to me, he is an authority figure. The King of Swords cuts through the BS as well. He could be like law enforcement, maybe a military person, somebody of authority. So maybe in the middle of the week, we're going to be encountering someone such as the King of Swords. And again, he uses his logical thinking to make decisions. He doesn't let his emotions get in the way. He doesn't give in to drama. He doesn't let anybody push his buttons. And he's a very intelligent and respected person. Is it possible that maybe in the middle of the week you may need to go to someone like this to receive advice on something? That's quite possible. And it says to remain objective and fair-minded, public speaking, communicate clearly, unemotional relationships, or being emotionally unavailable. So maybe you're dealing with someone that is the King of Swords and not so much yourself being the King of Swords, but maybe you're dealing with someone who's emotionally unavailable. Maybe you need to cut that person out. Maybe you need to distance yourself. Maybe you need to go no contact because you know what? Life is short. And, our lives are tough enough without having to deal with people that are emotionally unavailable. And I've had some emotionally unavailable people in my life that I've removed because, to be honest with you, it's pointless to be with people that are emotionally unavailable. So, it seems like so far this week is going to be unemotional. It's going to be cut and dry and to the point, and maybe cutting people out, maybe setting people some boundaries or removing yourself from a situation where someone's no longer available at the right time. And then card number 3, or the end of the week, is, oh, and I've had her too in my personal readings. I've been using this deck every day since I received it a week or so ago, and these cards have been so spot on. We have the 10 of Wands, and she appeared at least 3 times last week for me, and that's exactly how I felt. The 10 of Wands is when you're feeling overburdened. And in the traditional tarot, we usually see someone hunched over with the 10 wands on their back where they're barely able to walk. They're being, weighed down, burdened by something. And this card is saying working too hard or too many hours, the need for balance in life. Let others help you. Health problems due to stress. And yeah, very, very serious. Stress is a killer, and I cannot say that enough. People think, oh, I could handle it. I work good under pressure, under stress. No, 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 no. Your body takes on the fight or flight response when you're stressed out, and it interacts with the chemicals in your brain. And when those chemicals get out of whack, that's when people start having anxiety, uh, you know, post traumatic stress disorder. All kinds of things start manifesting in the body when you're under pressure and you're stressed out all the time and you're overworking yourself. And you might not realize what it's doing to your body or that it's taking its toll on your body until it's too late. People end up hospitalized for exhaustion. And, there's a lot of people out there that can't say no to people. And you have to say no because you cannot be everything to everybody all the time. And once you get sick and you end up in the hospital, you're not going to be able to do anything for anyone anyway. So, this here at the end of the week is telling you to be aware of what is overworking you, what is stressing you out. Maybe you need to delegate some tasks to people. Maybe you're in a workplace where, they pile everything on your desk. I was that person where they would always rely on me and they knew I knew what I was doing. So, they would overload me while the rest of the office was just chit chatting and having, a good time. And it got to the point where I just wasn't having it anymore. And you could only do so much. And this card is telling you that many of you out there are just working way too hard. And this is the card at the end of the week for the weekend. So this is perfect for you to lighten your load. Maybe just drop the load altogether. And, maybe have a spa day or a relaxation or find time for meditation or a walk in nature. Whatever's going to get your life back into balance, whatever's going to get you that grounding and that inner peace, because we cannot operate on overdrive all the time, or else it's going to catch up to us. And believe me, I learned the hard way. Luckily, I wasn't hospitalized from the stress that I was under, that I caught myself before I let it get any more out of control. And now I'm constantly catching myself before it gets to that point of overwhelm. So many of you out there deserve a break. This week seems like a very strong week. of making logical decisions, not allowing your emotions or your heart to get in the way. If you've got to cut some people out, maybe set some boundaries, distance yourself from those that are emotionally unavailable. And we all have them in our circle of friends, families, lovers, spouses, you name it, they're everywhere. And then, most of all, lighten your load. Lighten your load. Give yourself a break. We're all doing the best we can. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it by giving it a thumbs up, share it, and above all, subscribe because I will be back with more.